Hello everyone, it's JW Sean again, and yeah, so it's been a few days since I've uploaded the Tobot C video, and as I said, we will be getting into the new Tobot, or the newest Tobot of the newest single Tobot of the line, which is Pop. So we're gonna get into Pop. Pop is actually very interesting. I'm very excited to talk about him because he's very unique compared to other Tobots. So let's get into his choroid first. So yeah, his choroid is basically exactly the same as the others. Same articulation, head 360, arm screw around 360, and then he's got a nice little smile. So now, he does have an accessory in this mode. He's the only choroid, aside from Ken and Sonic, to have an accessory in this mode. So, we're going to plug the this thing, which is basically a jetpack. So, we're going to plug the jetpack in like this on this little peg right there, on this little peg hole right there. And then, boom, we can fly around. Now, it's not a bad thing if you want to leave it off, but Pop does get a bit top heavy when you put the wings on, so usually I leave it out. So, and another interesting thing I will show you when I get into his this mode. Let's get into this mode now. So his car mode here, or his main body, is a nice little blue and orange convertible sports car. It's a nice compact, like, it feels nice in hand. It's pretty chunky and it doesn't really fall apart. It feels very sturdy. So it also rolls quite well, except this wheel's not touching the floor. He rolls pretty well. And now you may be wondering, how does Pop drive himself in public? Well, that's the thing. He technically does drive himself. So in the show, Pop sits in the driver's seat here, and then Han, his pilot, sits on the passenger seat usually. So the way this works in the toy, though, is that there's only really one seat for Pop. So what you're going to do for Pop is you're going to, basically, this is the head where we're going to put in the robot mode. So we're going to just plug him in like this, stick him on, and there you go. He's basically driving a car. Well, obviously, if you look over, it's going to be kind of obvious that he's kind of just sitting there. But in retrospect, it's a nice little thing that he's basically able to drive himself. It's nice. So we'll take Pop off for now. We'll put him on again later. And then let's start with the... oh, there is one more thing I forgot to mention. He does come with this accessory, which is a mic stand. Now, the reason why he comes with a mic stand is, hear this. Coming from his name, you probably already know, but Pop is a K-pop idol in a Tobot, which is interesting. I actually, when I saw his concept art, I thought Pop was going to be a female Tobot, but no, he's male. But it's such a shame because I imagine a female Tobot for the first time, and I think Pop has a lot of relevance to the plot of Dr. M and all that. I'm not sure because they haven't released the English dub as of recording this video yet, but as far as I know, Pop is very prevalent to the plot of Dr. M or something. Like Dr. M has some sort of control over him or something, and he's trying to fight it off. So I guess let's get into the transformation now. So to start with the transformation, what I like to do is I like to grab these tabs here from the side of the car and bring the sides of the car down like this. And they're just hooked onto a little clip-in tab right there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take the back here. Oh, you're going to lift up the back here and double hinge it onto the top right here, which will become the shoulders. We're going to split this, which will become the arms, yeah. And then we will rotate this back, and then there's a little clip right there that goes into a tab, clips on like this. And then you're going to untab the front of the car from his body. So you're going to bend this up. Now the way this connects is that there are two peg holes right here, and there are two pegs right here and two peg holes right up there. So once you straighten out the knee, you're going to split the legs. It's tough. There we go. Recommend gripping him here so you won't like stress the plastic. And then you're going to bring the front of the car, the grill, the headlights, etc., and then bring it down here like this. And it's gonna fill in basically the gap. Straighten the leg, and then yeah, fold out the his foot here. Now his foot is kind of small, but his stability is actually incredible. I'll show you later. So when you pull this out, when you pull his feet out, pull out his heels here. So these just tab into place right there, and then when you bring them out, they'll tab outward or backward. And then you can stand up. Raise up my camera. And then from here, we're going to rotate his whole upper body here. We're going to rotate it up like this. On a ratchet. We're going to close this up. And remember that this was the steering wheel in the vehicle mode. You're going to turn this down. This will become a chest plate. And you can rotate the waist around here. And then the arms. Bring the arms down like this. Now, going into vehicle mode for first timers, I recommend doing this. So whenever you're in this position, this is usually the stop position with the fists out. Rotate his arm and make sure that this is fully pressed inward, not like out like this. So make sure it's inward. Rotate this out here until his blue wrist area is facing his body, and then bend this up. He has a backwards elbow as well, so make sure that the blue part is facing down, or else this will not be able to collapse around it. So do that again. So simple thing. We're going to rotate this, his fists out like this. Rotate fists out like this. And then he can stand up. And then we're going to get, of course, his choroid. His nice little smiley face. Rotate this up. And we're going to rotate it around like this. Straighten it. It's kind of loose on my copy because probably a quality control issue. It's like it likes to point to the left for some reason, but it's fine. So yeah, same thing. So we just insert Pop here, and this is Pop in his robot mode. And wow, this guy is stylish. Like he looks very feminine, but he's not supposed to be. I mean, I understand probably probably Tobots doesn't want so much, young toys don't want female Tobots because they already have, what do you call this? Another female show that they're running, I think. But then again, Tobot D, not really a female, but in the English dub, in terms of the, what do you call this? The Canadian English dub, not the Filipino English dub. The Canadian English dub, it leaned more towards D was a female because they never really addressed the pronouns on D. But in Korean, Tobot D is a male, but it's whatever. You can believe what you want to believe. So, yeah. So, Pop is pretty nice, except I do have one just minor gripe. I kind of wish his arms were a bit longer because these arms they're not bad, but they're kind of small. So yeah, that's really it. And then for accessories, you can plug the, let me rotate Pop back for a minute. You can plug the wing pack onto the back of the microphone here on his microphone stand, and then bring these in like the wings in like this, and this will form a microphone. Obviously, it's just a little extended thing here. Actually, you don't really need it if you want to, but you can. I like to keep it on just so I don't lose any parts. So yeah, and then let's cover his articulation. So this guy is very posable. So first off, head rotate 360, of course. So arms can rotate, could rotate 360, but because of the his backpack, they can't really. Well, you can, but it's just that you have to move the backpack kind of out of the way. His arms can rotate in and out, although it looks kind of awkward because there's a gap here. I don't know why they did that, but it's oh well. You can go in and out, rotate above the elbow, rotate at the elbow, basically 90 degrees. He has a wrist articulation. He has a waist articulation. His legs can go forward, well, not so much back because of his not so much back because of his, oh, my tripod is getting loose. Because of the peg right here, but it's fine. It's not so bad. You go forward, back, and then in and out super far, and then you can rotate above the knee, and rotate at the knee super far as well. And then he has the foot articulation, and then yeah, so he's a very posable Tobot. So you can get him into basically any sort of pose you can want. So like maybe something like this, because this guy is, he's lightweight, and he's also built like you can pose him into anything. He's an action figure. So yeah, so there's Pop. You can extend his legs out if you want to give him an angle stance. There we go. So yeah, he's not leaning on the wall here. Look at it. Look at his stability. Even with his tiny toes, he's still basically as stable as a Transformers figure, as a Voyager basically figure, as a, would I say leader class? Maybe. But yeah. And then if you want, you can also pose him. You can also pose him with his microphone. So you can put the microphone in his hands like this. Make him hold it like this, and then maybe like he's performing a show or something. Let's see, something like this, and then rolling his hands up. Oh, there is also this sort of articulation. You can move this back a bit, but only when it's kind of, again, a transformation joint. So like this. Oh. And yeah, there we go. He's not leaning on anything, not leaning on the wall. So yeah, Pop is great. I'd say Pop is great. There is also another thing I think I discovered with the microphone. You can actually make him hold it under, and you get like a sort of weapon. What would you call this? It's like a sort of kind of not buzz saw. It's like some sort of blade staff hybrid. Oops, let's see if you can make him hold it like this. There we go, something like this. I'm not sure if Pop has a guitar. This could make a good guitar though, if ever, you know. But yeah, this is like a little buzzsaw-ish weapon. Maybe if he he can slice enemies with this thing. But yeah, Pop is great. I actually really recommend Pop. He's fun to, he's simple, but he's fun to play with. And he's a convertible, so that's also plus points for me. I'm kind of biased on convertibles. So plug the microphone in his hand again. And then, yeah, last but not least, of course, here we have his cards. So start off with this card here. It's a nice little digital reference of digital rendering of Pop. You got this one in a pink background, or in a stage. He's holding his microphone as well, and then the foil card, of course. Oh, and it's landscape as well, so it's a nice little. Or if you want, you can pose it like this. But I like to pose it as a landscape. It looks nice. Focus it. There we go. So yeah, Pop is great. I really recommend Pop. He's fun. He's fun to play with. So, and he's a nice display piece too. If you ever want to pose him on a shelf, you can do whatever you want with him. He's basically, he checks all the boxes for a Transformer a standard Transformers articulation, which is high praise from a Young Toys figure, which they're not really known for articulation, but they're known for articulation on big, heavy, chunky toys. So yeah, you just get Pop, and he'll be a nice asset for your collection, even just by himself. So yeah, next video will be about the big guy himself, Grade 6, and that will be a big video. So I'll see you guys when we get there.